Is water wet?
No, water is not wet. Water is not wet. Water wets others. Like water in itself is not. It's not dry. Water cannot be wet or dry. Water wets other surfaces. But it is not wet in itself. It wets other things.
The main thing is, the question itself says a lot. Is water wet?
Water is not wet. Water wets.
It's like saying fire is not hot.
Water
fire hits
wets.
things.
Yes.
No, it's like saying, does fire burn itself? No, fire burns other things.
Water is wet to wet things.
Water wets other things.
And
water
because
is
it
not
does,
wet
it is
in
wet.
itself. No.
Is this wet?
That
Are
glass
you
is...
wet?
I'm just saying, take my opinion because I am an expert on water. I'm just saying.
Game, set,
yeah.
match, checkmate.
I rest my case and you wonder why the expressway was expensive.
Stupid.
Uganda's water.
He's logged.
Yes, the experts, they're here fighting with me.
But no, water. Anyway, I'm not going back to that. I'm not going back to that.
I saw a video that. Anyway, I'm convinced that Jesus is coming soon. The world is ending.
What has made you say this time?
Press play.
Is volume up?
After transgender and transracial, we got transabled. Yeah, this one's really messed up. Physically healthy people who feel they should have been born disabled. A man in Great Britain cut off his arm because he felt like an amputee. A woman in North Carolina poured drain cleaner in her eyes because she felt blind. Transgender, transracial, transabled. Guess what's next? A grown man posting an ad on Craigslist wanting a nanny because he identifies as a baby. You can't make this stuff up. Ridiculous? Perhaps, but who's to say anymore if that's how he feels? If a man can be a woman because he feels like one, if a white person can be a black person because she feels like one, if a healthy person can mutilate herself because she feels disabled, if a grown man can be a baby because he feels infantile, where does this end?
Thank you.
Can a child be an adult because...
Wow. Like she said, where does this end? I wake up in the morning, I feel like I should be lame. I feel like I should be blind. Poor things in the eyes. What nonsense is this?
But did you hear the locations? I'm at South Carolina, Great Britain. You'll never hear that nonsense in black countries.
But those things that happen there eventually find their way.
That's how it starts
here.
God forbid that stupidity locates us because we do not have the facilities that they do. But yes, the question is, where does it end? Because now the people who are fighting for the rights of trans people will then turn around and say, also, these ones, we need to protect them. The trans what? Abled.
Yeah, transabled,
we need to protect them.
And then trans-adult.
You see?
Transracial. I remember the transracial one was not received well. There was that white woman who said she was a black woman and she used to do her hair like black people.
She identified as a black person?
Yes.
And therefore, she wants to be treated like a black person. She wants to be jailed longer. She wants to be arrested.
Now that's the thing.
Yeah.
What they hit her with was you want the privileges of being black. You want the nice hair. You want to be a sex symbol. You don't want the other side of the coin.
Side.
So people said you use your white privilege when it suits you, and then you want to be a black person when it's trendy.
Oh God.
Yeah, okay, fine. You see, now you can bring in the problem with the concept of I relate to X is that it removes reason. The moment you say, I was born a man, I relate to being a woman, we have removed the concept of reason. Yes. And therefore, the concept of I relate to can be put anything thereafter. I relate to blind, I relate to lame, I relate to child, I relate to not listening, I relate to
a beer.
I relate to drinking at 10. I relate to anything because that's what I relate to. That's what I feel. That's who I am. Because the concept of I relate is we have removed reason. We have removed nature. We have removed how you were born. We have removed anything of Magezi.
We have opened Pandora's box.
We opened it a long time ago. Now I relate to anything. I relate to bank robbery. I believe I'm a thief.
Can I give you guys one that I came across?
Mm-hmm.
A Dutch man aged 69, has gone to court seeking to change his age to 49 as to boost his dating and employment prospects. We live in a time when you change your name and change your gender. Why can't I decide my own age? He feels discriminated against because of his age, and his actual age has also lowered his employability. He said, when I'm 69, I am limited. If I am 49, then I can buy a new house, drive a different car, I can take up more work. He identifies as a 49. And he has absolutely every right. If you can change, honestly, if you can change somebody's mind thought and say, I am a transgender and therefore I identify as a certain kind of person, why can't I change my age legally? He has a point.
What I said was, when does it end? Because like you said, the Pandora's box has no closure.
So here's where I think it ends. A gentleman called Ben Shapiro put it perfectly. He said, yes, identify as whatever the hell you want to. Don't expect society to conform to the way that you identify yourself. If you identify as a woman, you Gaetano Kagwa, who was born a man, please, we're not going to make transgender bathrooms for your comfort. If you identify as 49, the bank isn't going to change its policy on what it does for 69s. If you identify as an amputee and you do that shit, I'm not going to open the door for you. So
yeah, but I can park in lame zones.
No, you can't. Well, now you've amputated yourself. That's different. Well, I think you should be institutionalized if that's a real thing.
Every one of them should be institutionalized if you think about it.
Even the transgenders. I'm sorry, I have nothing against transgender people, but the problem that I have is now expecting society to conform to how you identify.
But you see, that's what's happening, Anne-Marie. People are expecting society to conform with them. Because if I identify as a woman and I change my sex, I go, but they do it.
You can't.
No, listen, here's my thing.
You can cut off your penis, you're still XY.
But when I go to the bathroom, I want to have a transgender bathroom, or to the ladies.
You'll go to the ladies.
That's right. And this is where it's going.
From now on, he will have to be suing sitting. As opposed to what it was before. Yes. No, what I'm trying to say is this. If Gaetano was a man here, and everybody in Uganda knows him as a man, and then he goes, does plastic surgery, comes back as guy stress. And he's now going to be using the ladies, A few people know that this is the same guy who was Gaetano. They maybe make a joke about it. But if he moves to Ethiopia, nobody knows that. He's going to be treated like a chick.
A tampon.
Yeah. He's going to be treated like a chick. He's going to be little like a chick. So society won't need to know the details.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is a problem when Gaetano starts screaming, I'm a man who's now a woman, treat me in a different way. I don't want any of the transgenders to be, beaten or treated against in society or discriminated or segregated against. I don't want none of that. No one deserves the torture. No one deserves the hard treatment.
But we're going to treat you now as a woman.
Transgender. But
I
don't have to treat you the way that you identify. If you're a dude who, you say you're transgender, so you're now a woman, I'm not going to change in front of you. I'm not going to be comfortable. And you can't force me to be comfortable to change in front of you.
But you see, Anne-Marie.
But we're in the same ladies together.
Yes. And this is the problem.
We're in the same changing room together.
What you're not understanding is, that is where it's going.
Yeah.
Society has to change for those purposes.
Yes. But now, if we start to change, then that lady's question is valid.
Because if you don't, you're discriminating against me.
But now her question is valid. Where does it end?
It's not going to end.
Is Gaetano going to shit himself and expect me to wipe because he's trans-aged?
Yes.
Because you identify as a 6-month-old baby? Am I going to wipe you because society has to change?
No, but this is where we are going.
That is why I'm saying how it shouldn't be.
How do you treat a 6-month-old?
Put an end to it. Put a limit to it and say, okay, you identify as a woman. I don't want you to be discriminated against. I don't want you to be tortured or beaten or anything. Let's treat you like a human being. However, I'm not going to treat you the way that I would a fellow woman.
And you're speaking from a rational standpoint. And
what I'm
trying to tell you is when the Pandora's box was open, rationale went out the door.
Well, we
stopped using reason. Explained that. Reason
much.
went out the door because now I can relate to any goddamn thing I wish. Because we opened that thing of I want to be a woman when I'm a man.
But now the resolution now starts with us saying, okay, I don't wish you unwell, but I'm not going to conform to how you identify.
Okay.
The same way that the chaos began.
You don't conform.
Reversing the chaos also has to start somewhere. We can't say they opened the box, so let's roll with the punches.
You
we
don't
don't have to be
conform.
okay.
No,
with
you
it.
don't conform.
May I
and see
say
what
we
happens.
refuse it in Africa.
If you don't conform, because one thing about society
Even the men,
is
women
that we
thing.
want to be accepted. In everything that we do,
Yes.
we need acceptance by society.
Yes.
And by doing this, by saying I'm transgender, I want that acceptance. If you don't
you
give me that
want
acceptance,
it.
yes. But you see, if
I
you
would
don't-
like your
if
bank
you don't
account
do it
balance.
as a society.
I would like your bank account balance. Please give it to me because I'm transloaded. I am a billionaire.
Trans-rich.
Yeah, so give me your money. Let me be rich.
Yeah, well, I think it's things
Because
that
now
we
it's
didn't-
at our expense for us to accommodate how you feel about yourself.
The truth of the matter is, we opened up that box. There is no end in sight. Because like you heard, once one guy has started, I relate as a baby, a guy in Cincinnati, I relate as an amputee, blah, 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 blah. Because maybe he wants the privileges of being disabled.
But that amputee.
And whatever comes with that, you cut off your own arm, you make yourself blind. Like you guys, that's why I said Jesus is coming. The world is ending.
He's coming, by the way. He's coming.
And that's how it starts. One random guy, 2 random men, 15 random people in West Africa, like that.
Then
The next
policy-
thing is at your doorstep.
Yes, then policy.
Then when it comes to it starts on policy, when you're filling out a form at the airport. Male, female, others.
Other. Then it goes male, female, other, transgender.
Then there's non-binary.
Hey,
and
none. Once it's on a form, hey, you know it's in your doorstep.
no.
Hey, Marcus,
The next thing you know, all hotels will have 3 doors.
by the Marcus,
men, women,
Men, women,
others.
others.
I personally, Gaetano Juko Kagwa, I see myself. What's the word? I
I relate to.
identify
As
me. I identify as somebody who Marcus will always buy drink for drinks. I must never pay. Marcus, I recognize myself as somebody who must be paid for. As if I'm
As if a hoe. You identify as a $2.
you pay for horse beers.
They come and sit.
Wait, where do they sit?
Moving on swiftly.
Yeah.
Moving on swiftly.
Certain behavior.
Some people may think that Cristiano Ronaldo is a hoe. He goes to where the most money is. But at the end of the day, we all are hoes in one way or another.
We all are hoe for
All of us are
something.
hoes. We go somewhere or to a job opportunity that pays us the most, where we feel that we get more for what we do.
Greener pastures.
Green. Thank you very. Oh, I see what you did there.
Once in a while.
Marcus Lee.
Behave all the time. This guy waits once in a while. Is that loading there on Kabozi?
If you stop,
Loading is.
I want to read
stop
something
the
to you
Coco
guys,
Bus talk.
and then you give me your first immediate thought. Saudi Arabia has adjusted its marriage laws to accommodate Cristiano Ronaldo and his unwed partner, Georgina Rodriguez. The law originally forbids unmarried couples from living together. Discuss.
Big is big.
That is what you take from this?
Munene asigara munene. By the way, for the record, I think he may have. Okay, it's a double-edged sword. First of all, because they didn't do this for the entire World Cup.
It's just
Yes.
Yes, the entire World Cup. So they lost all that money, and they're okay with it. But I think they realized that the money that they could have made in that 1 month or 1.5 months in World Cup, vis-a-vis what they will make from
Ronaldo staying there.
Ronaldo living in his 2-year contract
in Saudi Arabia.
in Saudi Arabia, is tenfold.
No, but you see,
So
what,
they
but you see, what you're doing here is you're saying the law still exists for anybody else. We're in World Cup, now the World Cup is over. The law exists for you, Wananchi. But for this one man and his partner of how many years and his children,
we will close the eyes.
we shall close our eyes. How hypocritical can it be? And yes, big is a big. But that is
Like I said, it's money.
Yeah, I know.
How many people are actually going to go that side now?
Do you
knowing that
remember
Cristiano
the book
Ronaldo is
Animal
there?
Farm? Did you read it?
yes.
Very good.
All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others.
End of story.
So, but what I take from this story,
End of story.
he will not marry you. If I were her, take my kiddos and run. He will not marry you. They've had what, 5 children?
Yeah.
They even lost a child, unfortunately. But they were able to work through that. This man has moved you all over the world. He has done everything, but he will not marry you.
It's okay.
He will not marry you, my sister.
It's okay.
Listen, if she's there for the bag, well and good,
Yeah,
please,
it's a meal
continue living your best life.
Oh.
However, the fact that you are not married, he could wake up tomorrow and he has found a Hajat or a Shekat or Hanifa or Amina and kick you out of that house.
If he failed to find her in Paris, he failed to find her in Spain.
Parisian chicks don't shave their armpits.
If he failed to find
She's
her in
Rodriguez,
the UK.
so he probably found like her. In
So
the UK,
What I
In the
take
UK, they're like men.
take away from all of this, you're talking about Saudi Arabia.
but Parisian chicks don't shave their pits, so really there was not that much.
Some people are into
competition.
that. Now, my point is this. You're talking about it's about money. Saudi Arabia does not need money.
Evidently they do,
They
guy.
don't, Marcus. Obviously, they have money for days. For days. So what my takeaway of
But
this
Saudi Arabia, because they keep making money. They can't stop.
Guy.
Then they'll stop.
Guy, so
being
why do
Saudi
you think they
Arabia.
signed him?
you guys.
Why do you think they signed him?
Please.
Because they love his football?
They wanted eyes on them. That's what they wanted.
Yeah,
And
what do eyes bring?
convert into
What
sales
do
for
eyes bring?
tickets, sales for people
Eyes
coming
bring TV,
in.
eyes bring jersey sales, eyes bring full stadiums.
And it's also ego.
No.
Yes,
it's a business decision, Gaetano.
Anyway, you and you go there unmarried and see what happens to you.
And the fact that they were willing to bend the law is even more to the conversation that it's a business discussion. Wow. It has nothing to do with we like how Ronaldo looks and his six-pack and the models for underwear. Nobody gives a shit about that. They know what Ronaldo can do for them, for sport and for business.
Yeah.
And if we must bend the law for one human being, we will bend it. But like transgender conversation, Pandora's box funguat.
Okay.
Because once they see that the number of people coming out from the world coming to watch Ronaldo play, and they are coming with their girlfriends, like, okay, we have relaxed for tourists, not for locals. Like that. That's how Dubai started. Dubai now is about to bend its laws on booze.
Hasn't it already in
No,
some places?
now they are going to be complete open. Like they're even reducing the tax. What?
So now we can go.
Yeah, again, I don't think they've actually stamped on it
And
yet.
once they
It's a conversation that they have started, but that's how it started.
Do you think they have Tusker in Dubai?
Nah,
We'll
yeah,
take it.
but
We'll take
soon.
it. We'll
Maybe
take
we should go to
You just
Dubai.
go with the six-pack with Tusker and shoot from there.
it. Yeah, you understand.
But you see, it's a Pandora's box incoming hot. Same thing we started with transgender, transarmare,
But you would think a country like, honestly, me as me. You have oil, you have what? You've built an economy that is already making so much money. Really? If you're going to open for one guy, like you said, then open for everybody. Because just one guy?
And it starts with one.
So as we speak right now, he's in Saudi Arabia, him as Cristiano Ronaldo and his partner, they're living in sin. They're the only ones there.
In the whole country.
We're assuming, because we don't know how they enforce this stuff.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Last one.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm a guy of...
Nonsense.
Not nonsense, stupid.
If it's sense, I'll give you money.
Describe, yeah, now you see you have to describe what sense is to him. You have to first start there. They said, say if it's sense, I'll give you money. Be like, but this is sense to me. I identify as a sensible guy.
Yeah. Transsensible.
As much as I'm pissed. That's a good one. Okay.
Go on.
A man in a Modu district, one Michael Otim, has been buried with 50 million shillings aimed at bribing God on Judgment Day.
What had he done?
Otim, a former medical
did that.
practitioner, instructed his wife to bury him with a cash amount of 50 million shillings Ugandan. The money is meant to appease God for the deceased earthly sins.
Let me answer your question of what had he done.
Yeah.
He's a medical practitioner
Yes.
in Amur.
Yeah.
And he had 50 million.
Yeah.
You do the math.
Murugo.
50 million.
He's a witch doctor.
Whatever he
Yeah.
did was not right.
Yeah.
But you get,
But so I have two questions. Number one, why 50? Why not 12 Why not 42? Why not 69?
50.
Clean.
69.
I wrote 50 million. This one is for God.
Because that is what he thought would take
Away
to
his sins.
bribe God.
Yeah, so you list. So the idea is now you list down your sins. You know the same way you list down the roads of Kampala that are going to be fixed.
Yes.
This one is 2.5 kilometers, 1.2 kilometers, and the total amount is 1 point something trillion.
50.
So you have each sin. This one I slapped a waitress 300,000. This one I cheated on my wife 42 million. This one I have 9 children.
It's expensive.
This one I gave my wife an STD. This one, like, how do you come up to the 50s? What I want to know.
I don't know how you
Because it's for my earthly sins. It wasn't one sin.
Earthly.
Yeah.
There are many.
Computed to 50 million.
So that 50 million. First of all,
I feel like you guys are giving this so much science.
Okay. You, if you are you as the wife.
Okay.
First of all,
You may find he has left the wife nothing.
the way.
Anne-Marie,
I'm not putting that.
I've got a
in your
question for
casket.
you. If you had money to bribe God
For your earthly sins.
for your earthly sins, how much do you think it will take for your earthly sins to bribe God? God is unbribable, but how much do you think it is?
Let's not look there.
No, please, just give us a figure. And I'll come to you, Marcus, afterwards. So you'll be thinking of your figure. How much do you think?
I'm not a good person. I'll be the first person to say I'm not a good person.
Roughly.
I'm not sin free. But I also don't know the math that goes into calculating.
Roughly.
I don't even
For
have
argument's
roughly.
sake,
I don't even have roughly. Let me go with the team's 50 million because now I don't know. I don't know.
You use
the
that
math
as a base, 50 million.
I'm just going to go with the 50 million base. Yes.
Marcus, like 25,000 million. Okay.
Pounds.
How much to bribe God? To go to heaven?
Uganda's economy. First of all, where do you have that conversation that I'm out to bribe God? Like someone told him and said, "Wait, Omanyi, if you don't, you know."
Yeah. Take a make. Like when he's dying. When he's dying.
Msanje butamwa said.
Take a make.
Kati mwemu ngammeko.
Nathan.
Like where do you?
And already, by doing that, isn't that another sin that you're committing?
It's blasphemy in itself.
Bribing God. But also that woman, 50 million. I put it in your
I think
casket.
she went later.
I can't. Even
I left it
50
with
million.
5. No, but Marcus, how much for you?
For what?
For your
bribe.
sins.
Just hypothetically speaking.
For the sins of last year or this year? For these 14 days?
For your life.
There's been some things that you don't remember.
Oh, is that?
But you did.
Is it uncomputable?
I can barely remember the ones of December.
Okay, you must equate the ones of December, the sins of December. How much money would you put in your casket?
Yesterday alone are 50 million. You guys, let's be guided. You want me to remember everything?
I can't put that money in your casket. How much have you left me with?
But how much has he left the family with? For you to bury me with 50 million?
Dude, if I can get to heaven, I'll leave them with nothing.
No, honestly, as your wife, I'd pray for
But
you.
where do you
I'd pray
get-
for mercy on your soul, but I'm not putting that money in your casket. I'm not.
You guy.
You know God said to go to heaven, you just need to say sorry.
Yeah.
Just
pray.
need to repent.
And pray. Repent.
Repent and you're good.
So you don't
So-
reduce it, but say sorry.
You say, but I'm sorry.
You don't say it like
You see,
that.
let me give you a metaphor.
And then when you want
Let me give you a metaphor.
movie.
When you're eating food, salt is not good for you. But you eat the food the way it is, you'll be healthy. But you add salt just to...
So the 50
So the
million is the
metaphor
salt.
is
Metaphor here is the guy...
life requires salt.
Yes, just a little bit of salt.
So he said sorry, then said for good measure.
Just to make sure.
Million ag.
Yes.
I think they've undug him.
The money has gone already.
I think they've undug him. In this economy, also me, I cover your grave. I know the money inside. I'm leaving a tunnel on the side like this.
Just to
I'm going to leave it.
And it won't even be the wife. Even the funeral service guys. Bonabasura grave out. Everybody is there. You know those things of after the room, everybody goes there. Say, this one, the vigil is at the room side. First guy to sleep. Who is last man standing? 2 days later. You know the things of hands off my unit.
Stay here.
Hands off the grave.
The last one?
He takes
Collect.
50. Because you will tell me what. Anyway. But in Nigeria, they do it a lot. But them, they have nothing to do with for God.
They even bury them in
bribing
cars.
Yeah, no, for them, that's not even bribing God. They just said, I'm going with my assets.
Think about it.
They bury them in their cars.
No,
They
you
bury
guys,
them in their what?
let's go a bit further. Ancient Egypt, you were buried with your slaves. You were buried with your earthly belongings. You went knowing I'm going to heaven, but this is what I'm taking with me.
But they
not to bribe God.
They didn't believe in God. They believed in Iris and what.
Divinity. But you see, it's the same concept. I am going to go with...
No, they're not going to bribe. They just want to go with their stuff.
But they're going with their belongings.
Yeah.
So Nigerians go with those things. I'm going with my belongings. But it has nothing to do with
bribing God.
If you could go with earthly belonging to heaven, what would you take with you?
A Tusker. Wouldn't it be though? You get there and you tell the angels, can you replicate this?
You go to the angels and say, cheers. You guys are going to hell. None of you guys return downstairs.
For Tim, is my hero.
It's my guy.
Yeah.
50
million.
And God, can you imagine God being like, is that all you're going to give me?
But where did they
as soon
bury
as he
him?
enters heaven, heaven says, Zenina. Nsonyiwa, brother.
That's all I have.
Nsonyiwa.
I would have brought more.
I would have brought more.
But this is all I got?
You know, he's give you a report card that equates the 50. This one wasn't to me, it was Gaetano. And it's Jacob. This one was not to me. This one I was drunk, didn't count. 50 million squatters, you know.
Marcus, you're a fool. Listen, we have to go, man. Thank you so much for being part of the show. The last round shot at Shisha Nyama Village. A big thank you to Ray City UG, of course, doing all of our editing, and of course to Globe Tech, who all do our filming, our crew over here. Fantastic. We want to thank you so much. And yeah, that's what I've got to say on that.
Yeah. 50 million. And thank Tusker Lager for always supporting us, keeping us hydrated as we shoot. Remember, the channel on YouTube is The Last Round Uganda, full names. There's a bell there, you click on it, make sure you get all the updates. And on all our socials, it's The Last Round UG.
Let's not forget, of course, FlexiPay. Yeah. All right, if you want to make payments, download the FlexiPay app. Let me tell you something. You can pay on mobile money. You can make transfers of and you don't pay a single cent. This business of fees for transfer.
Take account to where I withdraw.
Yeah, FlexiPay of Stanbic Bank has got you covered. In fact, today, Marcus, I am paying for the drinks on FlexiPay.
You are identifying as a payer.
You're identifying as Marcus then. Brian, he pays for hose.
After everything we have said today, that was your takeout.
Yes, I heard that you pay for hose, for $2 hose.
Not 50 million.
Not 50 million.
But that guy is hard. To God. 50 million.
I really want to find out where his brain was at that point.
Where do you think he is now? Do you think he's up there or down there?
Purgatory.
Oh.
I want to have a conversation with like his wife and say, when he was telling you this, how was his mood? What was the thinking behind it? Why did he pick 50?
No.
Did
I
he
want to
leave
actually
some
ask
money?
her, did you?
Yeah.
I want to ask her, did you actually
put the money?
Do you know what the wife is doing right
how
now?
much does he actually have to give God 50?
Do you know how much?
Maybe it's 10%.
Do you know what the wife is doing right now? As we speak.
She's cleaning the dust.
She's on that one. paying school fees.
Heading the headmaster. This money is legit, it's just dirty.
Mukwano,
Yes?
I need you to help me watch the kids. I'm going to pay school fees.
I've finished.
Excuse me.
Relax. Sit down, watch TV. I've already paid.
Don't hustle to pay bills or send money. Chikole for less. Ne flexi pay. Hold it.
We call it for less with FlexiPay. Dial *291# to transact or download the FlexiPay app to get started. Stanbic Bank. It can be. Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda, and customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, up to 10 million shillings.
Do you know an American rapper called Fredo Bang?
Fredo?
Bang. No, you don't. I've just remembered how old you both are.
Hey.
Sorry. But what you'll agree on is that this is probably one of the luckiest men alive.
Why?
He got involved with a married lesbian couple. And he's impregnated.
When you say involved, what do you mean?
Canon knowledge. So you try to box with how to say it.
What's his name?
Fredo Bang.
So it was Fredo Bang. And how do you spell bang?
B-A-N-G.
As you hear it.
So he was banging the lesbian couple.
More than that, he got both pregnant. So he's a father of 2 from the couple.
So they're lesbians?
Yes, and they're married. They were having relations.
So they were bi, generally.
They're not really lesbians then. A real lesbian will not allow themselves to be
bang.
It's not like being Islam and not eating pork. It's you can dabble.
If you're a lesbian, be a lesbian.
I could be straight, but should the opportunity come?
Gaetano, I think you have understood where we are.
Focus.
Anna Marie!
Okay, let's go.
Oh my God!
I identify.